So welcome to this digital pen and paper batch data collection movie. You can see that requirement still yellow because it's not actually been set. So I'm just capturing that with optical character recognition and pasting it in. Now I've already been working on this part, so I've already collected some results, but I just want to show you the difference in the color coding. Orange means that I've not collected all the data, so you can see here that there's two pieces of data missing, result 4 and 5. For characteristic 2, it's completely green because all 5 results have been collected. Obviously you're not limited to 5 results, I've just set this particular example to 5. And you can see that this characteristic 3 has turned red because one of the results is obviously out of tolerance. We also push the data to any type of form, even a SPC form, and I set characteristic 1 there to push its data out onto the form. So we're looking at different batches here, so there's the ability to record different sets of data for different, works order numbers, batch numbers, whatever you call them. So we're looking at a different set of data now. So we're just running through a whole different set of data pushing out onto the forms. All these forms you can export to Excel if you need to. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually creating a brand new report. So I'm typing in the report number. It doesn't have to be sequential, but for this purposes of this demo, I'm just making it sequential. When I've created that new report, the software automatically drops the details in the manufacturing process reference there. So I'm just pasting that information back in, putting a purchase order number, and I've got to fill the serial number because all those bits of information could have changed from one batch to another. So that's now turned green to say it's complete. I'm going to save the part, and now I'm going to launch the digital pen and paper software. So when the digital pen and paper software runs up, I'm actually selecting the type of data collection form I want. I can filter by the characteristics I'm interested in collecting data for. In this particular example, I've already set operation 20 and I've linked them to characteristics 1, 2 and 3. I'm setting the number of results that I want to collect to 5, and I'm choosing the new report that I want to generate. In this case it's 004. So I'm hitting the print button. It's printing me a digital pen and paper form out. So now you're looking down at my desktop. I've got the whole digital pen and paper form that I've filled the data in previously. So I'm going to grab the new one and I'm going to start typing some data in. So you can see the process reference, manufacturing process reference or works order number, job number there on the top of the form. The pen is a special digital pen, and it can actually recognize the manufacturing process reference because the grey pattern you can see there on the sheet is actually a set of dots, and that unique pattern the digital pen can actually pick up on. Now the actual design of these forms is completely customizable, so you can change the box size. I've designed this form to remove the decimal point so that the inspector only has to write a number either side of a decimal point I've already pre-populated, and you tick the box to say that it's in tolerance, or you put a cross in there to say that it's out of tolerance. Now in this last result that I'm collecting, I'm actually going to put a result that's outside specification, and I'm going to tick to say that it's okay. Now we've captured that and mistake proofed it so it can't get into your system. I'm also just quickly initialing to say I've collected some data. So I dock the pen now in the USB dock, and Pen Pusher will push the data to whatever computer you want. So you could have this pen plugged in, the other end of the shop floor or the other end of the world. It actually sends the data via the web. So there's the data back in the software. So I'm going to import that in, and we can see straight away it's highlighted in this time we've used orange to indicate there's a problem rather than it's out of tolerance, because the actual inspector didn't state it was out of tolerance, or it would have turned red. So I've imported the data now. I'm going to close Visual Digital Pen and Paper back down and open up the Visual Fair software. So inside the Visual Fair software I can select that report that I've just collected the data on, and if I go through and just quickly show you, there's the first requirement's obviously turned green because I collected all the data, but the second requirement, it didn't import that data because I didn't correct the problem that I'd got. In other words, I'd have to go and type in and say it was out of tolerance, or I'd have to correct it and put it into tolerance. Here you can see I've got data on an SPC form, so the forms are completely customizable, and I'm actually just showing you now I can export that to Excel, any of the forms, and there it is sat in Excel with all its formulae.